Today's program is brought to you by Rolling Press, a family-run, eco-friendly printing company. For more information, visit rollingpress.com.
I'm Dave Arnold, host of Cooking Issues. You're listening to Heritage Radio Network, broadcasting live from Bushwick, Brooklyn. If you like this program, visit heritageradionetwork.org for thousands more.
We talk about food, we talk about music, with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
Oh, man. Number one with a bullet. Radical Dads, fresh off their gig at Rusk. It's a new venue over on First Avenue. Universal Coolers. We're coming up back in the studio live in the second half of Snacky Tunes. So excited. Eating caramels, eating pizza, getting ready. You know, rock star stuff. I'm one half your host, Darren Bresnitz of Finger on the Pulse. Shout out to Greg Bresnitz, who's hanging with mom and dad today. Shout out to the ladies of Cherry Bomb Magazine and the Jubilee Symposium, which I was able to go to this morning. It was amazing. I think I'm in love with Ina Garten. but I think she's married to Jeffrey, so we will have to put a pin into that. I wanted to welcome to our show Eddie Froneder. Did I get that?
Yes, absolutely.
Boom. Had spelled out phonetically. Owner of Eddie and the Wolf, the Third Man, and the previously known Seasonal.
Seasonal. Absolutely.
What about the umlauts over the A?
Well, this is since I'm Austrian and speak German.
Yeah.
Seasonal means like the seasonal cuisine. That's the closest word to the closest similar word between English and German. Hence, we picked it. And who doesn't like seasonal cooking?
It's new. It's a trend to watch this year. Seasonal cooking, also local.
Right behind farm to table.
Yeah, farm to table. You know, I've been hearing a lot about it. And these things called food tracks. Food. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. 4 wheels on flavor. You know. Anyway, so welcome to the show. You have a very interesting, awesome story that brings you from Austria to Avenue C in New York. But let's start at the beginning. Where did your love of cooking start? Was it mother, grandmother? You know, I picture you out in Austria, like cooking and the whole family and beautiful blue skies and lots of flavor.
Well, the skies aren't always blue in Austria, but sometimes. It's not the classic Sound of Music story. I grew up in Vienna, capital of Austria, working basically alongside my mother and my dad in a bakery and coffee shop.
Ooh.
And started at a very very early age, 13. Instead of taking summer vacations, I was basically cooking in the bakery and in the pastry shop, and very soon realized that waking up early at 1 a.m. is not really mine, even though my love for hospitality developed then.
Yeah.
And I said, Daddy, what can I do? He's like, why don't you become a chef?
Okay.
So I went to culinary school, and then...
Where'd you go? What's your alma mater?
It's the Culinary Institute of Vienna. It's my alma mater, so to say. It's a bit longer than the American version. In America, it's 6 or 9 months. In Europe, it's 3. Everybody learns slower there, I guess. And finished it, worked around Europe for a little bit, and then came to New York.
What made you come to New York? Did you cook around Europe and say there was, you saw a culinary hole that you wanted to fill?
I think people very often end up in New York by accident. Like a lot of people plan and want to come to New York, and then I think they strand at one point. I was lucky enough that after working in Greece and working in London, I got the offer to run the private delegate dining room of the German mission because they wanted some Austrian food.
Oh, wow.
Clearly. And then as a really young chef, I was 23 years old. I just hopped off the plane, so to say, on the 16th of August 2001 and started cooking.
Huh. Any good stories from that time of cooking?
Well, I'm running that until this day, and it's really beautiful to see this how you evolve.
You're still running it?
I'm still running it.
Oh, wow.
So, well, not alone. I mean, one is only as strong as their team.
No, of course.
As we all know. But I'm still running it today, and it's also this. I knew so little about New York and about the restaurant business, and you make a lot of mistakes, but I think also the learning curve by not working for a big chef, so to say. A lot of people, they work for Jean-Georges, for Thomas Keller, for this and that and the other. So not having that pedigree behind me also makes one free.
Right. So Austrian cooking, early 2000s in New York. How popular or how well known was it?
Oh, not at all. There was, I think, 2 Austrian places. There were Walsee from Kurt Guttenbrunner.
Yeah.
And then that's about it. One place in Brooklyn, I think it's called Thomas Beisel, right across BAM.
Okay.
But that's already sold and closed and flipped. So that's it.
Oh yeah, I think it's called Berlin or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So then, what made you? Were people craving Austrian food, or did you think you don't know how awesome it is? I'm going to show you how awesome it is. What made you take that leap in a city that obviously was not on the Austrian trend?
I think number one, there's many advantages New York has towards other places in America. I think people are really well traveled in New York, and they number one understand where Austria is. That's the beginning. That's just the starting point is a good one.
Show them a map. They
Show
can find
them a
Austria.
map.
That's
No. You just tell them Sound of Music, and they're fantastic. I mean, they just feel good about it. Speaking of music, and then I think very often people have the opinion of Germanic food being heavy and not refined and only meat and potato.
Yeah.
Even though I think the most beautiful dishes in the world are meat and potato.
Yeah, I mean, it's meat and potatoes for a reason. You know?
So and then basically like you start and you see what works and you see what doesn't work, and very often like European friends bring their American buddies to Eddie and the Wolf, let's say, and then they come back alone because they're like, wait a sec, this is really good. And I think Austria has one advantage as well. When we joked about farm to table, nose to tail cooking, and all this, and seasonal cooking. I mean, this is how Europe functions. I'm always surprised that like this is your new trend.
Yeah, it's funny when it's called a trend, and it's just like, no, this is just cooking that everyone else does in the world.
Well, this is how you should source.
Yeah.
And this is how you should buy. And this is when you cook asparagus and rams.
Yeah.
And venison and I don't know what. So.
And dough a deer, right?
Absolutely.
So you're in New York, early 2000s. When did you start realizing that you could get enough resources to put together your first restaurant? And which restaurant was that?
Well, it took 7 to 8 years.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, like it's very capital intense to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
And you know how chefs are. Chefs are like, sometimes they get really carried away, and young chefs are like egomaniac, and they really want to prove to themselves that they can do it. So of course you don't start with a casual place like Eddie and the Wolf or something like lower than that, or like a simple bistro. You go like fine dining.
Yeah.
So this is what we did. So in 2008 we opened seasonal.
And who is we? The Wolf?
The Wolf, of course, the Wolf.
Oh my
the
God.
one and only. But we locked him away in Central Park, so it's okay. He's not going to disturb anybody. And we, of course, and you know what? How things happen. Like I arrived 4 weeks before September 11. Of course, the second I open a fine dining concept in Midtown, the financial crash comes.
Yeah.
But I tell you one secret, but you're not going to share with anybody about the restaurant business.
It's fine. No one listens anyway.
Small restaurant, small problems. Big restaurant, big problems.
Right.
So let's be happy it was a small place, 65 seats. And 6 months after opening, they gave us a Michelin star.
Wow.
And this is, I have to say, this was like one of those moments as in a professional life where you basically like have teary eyes. And you
I was going to say, how many tears?
I'm telling you, like when I called my mom didn't really get it at the very beginning, but like eventually she got it when I said, Mom, there's only 14 places in Austria who have one. Does it make sense now? And she's like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. So she eventually got it after this sentence. It needed a little side note.
Mom, here's an addendum of why this is important, other than me just getting an award.
But I'm telling you, like making a financial case for Michelin star restaurants is not a very strong one.
No, it's to get that. What goes into the 1, 2, and then when you get to the 3 stars from Michelin or the 4 stars for the Times, that type of investment it's bonkers. You have to really pour all that money in to get those stars.
It's not just. I mean, money is one aspect.
But then the people and the planning.
I think it's the money overall, because money realizes dreams. It's a sad reality in capitalistic societies. I mean, we all know. But like you need the entry, but then you need the sweat.
Yeah.
You need the expertise. You need the teamwork.
Yeah.
Because alone, who can cook alone? Yeah, if you have like 5 seats, then you can cook alone. But like with 60, no way.
5 seats would be really, really, really small problems.
But also very personal ones.
Yeah. What was the standout dish from seasonal? What was like the one that you got known for?
Well, everybody relates Austrian food with schnitzel and spätzle. So like we try to take modern takes on those two Austrian staples. Of course, very, very well refined. But also we had like one slow poached egg dish with lobster and pumpernickel. Not very Austrian at all. However, people, I think even Eddie and the Wolf, look at the menu at Eddie and the Wolf. It's not very, it doesn't scream Austrian. Even though like the technique and like the way it's grouped and the way you're supposed to share a meal there is very Austrian. It does not, you don't walk in and immediately realize, oops, I'm in an Austrian place.
Oops, I came into an Austrian place. I guess I'll eat here. Well, I'm going to come back. We're going to take a musical break, and we're going to talk about Eddie and the Wolf. And I'm going to butcher this word, but the inspired by Harrigan.
Heuriger.
Oh, my God.
Oh, come on.
I should have asked you on the break, so I seem more informed. But Harrigan? Did I get
Heuriger.
Harrigan.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we're going to talk about that and the inspiration and I guess the evolution of Avenue C, which is now one of the biggest culinary destinations in the city. That strip.
I'm telling you, before we opened Eddie and the Wolf, and I have to say, even like many friends of mine said, Eddie, Avenue C, are you crazy?
No, I remember when you opened, and I went, who the hell opens on Avenue C? And then I went, this guy opens on Avenue C. So we have Eddie of Eddie and the Wolf. The wolf is sort of lurking in Central Park right now.
Locked away.
Locked away. What a great nickname. Does he earn it? Is it apropos?
He has wolf-like features.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So we're talking about Eddie and the Wolf, Restaurant Avenue C, and I'm just not going to embarrass myself again with pronunciation. I mean, we're just not going to do it. So it is inspired by
Heuriger,
which are the casual neighborhood wine taverns popular in Austria. What's your favorite one back? Can you shout it out? Your favorite one from home?
Oh, like the Gruner Veltliner, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
But there's you don't have a favorite child. So like there's the Gruner, there's Blaufränkisch, there's Zweigel. There's many different like aspects to Austrian wine and native wine in general. I love like native grape varietals who you find in countries. I mean, Italy got 2,000 native grape varietals. Who can keep track?
Sommeliers who make me cry with their mastery of memory.
Oh my God.
I go, oh yeah, okay. So, what made you want to open Eddie and the Wolf, and what made you open on Avenue C, which was desolate before you opened your doors?
Well, after 3 years at Seasonal, I have to admit that I did not like the person I've become. I have to say, like, this constant pressure, 70, 80-hour weeks, like beating people down about the consistency of a sauce and the way they cook the fish and the scallop and this and that. Takes a toll. It does take a toll, and it's not also like it's not a very empowering working environment. It's
right.
It's a grind, and you are in this grind, and like you sometimes don't know how to get out. And I think everybody who listens to that show can relate it. Like there's always a relationship, a situation in their lives where they're in a grind where they say, I have to get out. I mean, of course, when your name is on the door and you hold on to Michelin star, you're not going to close it right away just because you have a bad day.
Right.
However, I was looking for another creative outlet, and I lived on Avenue C in 6th Street, so I saw those really desperate two guys running the pizzeria, and it was not good, and it was really sad to see how they struggled. So I said, listen, guys, let me relieve you from your misery. And I take over the lease, I take over your kitchen, I'm going to close, redo, do everything, get a liquor license, and open on Avenue C. And at the beginning, so many people said, like, Eddie, are you crazy? Even some people, like, present in that room told me, like, you must be insane. And I said, listen, if that doesn't work, the rent is so cheap, I'm going to move in and make it an apartment.
Nice.
So, and I install a shower, and I have my own garden, and, like, I have my own bar for my bachelor parties. And I'm going to have a good time there.
That might be the best plan B I've ever heard.
But
It's like, yeah.
But then after like 3-4 weeks, we had to, because the menu at the actual idea of Eddie and the Wolf was super simple. Small plate, something along like what Roberta's does.
Yeah.
Like flatbread, charcuterie, cheese, salads, and like really minimalist. But then people ask for more food, more this, more that.
Yep.
And then they basically realized like, hey, we want more. They want warm dishes. They want this. They want that. Because the original idea of a Heuriger is you can only sell what you produce in-house.
Oh.
So that's in terms of everything. Food, wine.
You weren't making your own wine, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
Well, I was importing it from Austria.
I don't think the terroir of Avenue C is conducive for making wine.
Especially after Sandy. It was a bit salty.
Yeah, very salty. Yeah, 2012 was a salty year. So, Eddie and the Wolf is doing well. You and the Wolf are thinking, let's get another spot, right?
Well, I said, listen, I need something. If I just stay at Seasonal and like start like losing my mind over my overcooked scallop, I'm not going to be happy.
Right.
And this place is the I think the translation of what happiness for chefs and diners is supposed to be. Like this is, you come in, it's very user friendly, it's very egalitarian. That's how the idea of a Heuriger in Austria, where the mayor and the doctor is sitting next to like the regular folks. I mean, those are the two opinion leaders in small town Austria, and everybody comes together and just enjoys a good meal and a good glass of wine or beer, and that's it. Super simple, like nothing else. Don't over intellectualize it. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah. And then you and the Wolf also opened up a cocktail bar, right?
Well, that was the next necessity, because then Eddie and the Wolf, of course, like was not very big.
So when people are waited, you're like, we'll go send you down the street to drink?
Well, it's either I sent them to Alphabet Lounge right next door, which only opens at 9 p.m., so like that doesn't really help me. Or we open our own like little chef-driven cocktail place, which is called The Third Man, right down the alley from like movie lovers.
Yeah. Love that movie too.
It's so beautiful.
It's so good. So good.
I mean, anybody who doesn't know what Vienna is, I tell them, watch The Third Man, and you just see how beautiful the city is. It's a bit deserted. It's still kind of, up to this day, is a bit deserted.
Really?
Well, think about it. Like Vienna was the capital of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. 26 countries, huge.
Yeah.
So like everything was scaled for like 4 million people. Right now there's 2.5.
Right. So has Austrian food in Austria modernized, or is it still very classic? In the way that Spain did, and Denmark, and things like that.
Well, I mean, I think Southern Europe to be way more progressive and way more, I think, open for innovation, and like also it's a different breeding ground in Austria. Like my mom always tells me, "Oh my God, Eddie, come back to Vienna. I buy you a little restaurant, and then you can move back, and we can live close to one another." And I'm like, "Mom, oh my God, she has no clue what I'm doing here."
Right.
So, in order to be successful in Austria, you need 10 years or 15 years, and you have to like kiss ass to everybody you actually don't like or don't want to know or don't want to spend time with. Versus New York is way more egalitarian, and I think in terms of innovation, doesn't really help innovation because everybody's afraid of the opinion of others. Versus in Spain, the crazies go out, do their own thing, start etching their logos into ice cubes,
right?
And with laser guided systems, like at 41 degree from the Ferrar brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is cool, but in Austria, it's a very conservative country. One has to understand it's very, very conservative. So innovation, there's not much, and they're all classicists. Like I'm a little bit of a classicist as well, which I think is good because you have to build up upon something.
Yeah.
Because you cannot start with making spheres, foams, and airs when you don't understand how boeuf bourguignon is being prepared.
No, nothing is more frustrating to go to a restaurant where there's all these bells and whistles, and yet the proteins are miscooked, but their foam's on point.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like, awesome, best carrot foam I've ever had, rubbery duck. Not impressed.
I agree.
So what's next? What do you got coming up next?
Well, we are working on a place on LaGuardia.
Okay.
It was a small bakery, so we are trying to like transform like an Austrian Viennese spirit to the place, but that's just in the works.
You're not gonna make a nod to the bakery you started at all those years ago?
Well, I think you know what. I think good food should always remind you of a good past and good memories, and create new memories, and like share this with others. If this is my way to share with others, I think I gladly should do so. But let's see what's going to happen. Okay.
Well, before we go, where can people... Are you on Instagram, Twitter, doing any of that social media?
That's Eddie and the Wolf.
How's your Instagram game?
How's my Instagram game?
Yeah. Is it on point?
It's not on point. I'm very lazy.
You got to get on that.
I know.
I bet you do a beautiful shot of some schnitzel, you get a lot of followers.
Well,
right?
We call it schnitzel porn.
Yeah, schnitzel porn. another Austrian invention. Eddie and the Wolf, Avenue C, and how many restaurants now are on Avenue C? Like how? I mean, it's like that.
A dozen.
Yeah, it's amazing over there. It's so crazy, and all because of you, all because you saw it.
No. Listen, it's a group effort. It's absolutely a group effort. I wish I could claim it all to me, but you know what? It's not. It's a group effort of like very dedicated people who like bust their ass every day and like sweat tears and blood and like help one another, and it's one family.
I love that. Well, thank you for stopping by. Have some pizza with us.
Thank you for having me.
do I fit the skin on me? I want to. A bit of pain in me. I was lonely and the only child. So I'm a dreamer. Where do I belong? I'm a dreamer. So I'll dream along with you.
Welcome back to the show, Radical Dads. I'm
Thanks.
sorry we did not have the star of Home Alone and Home Alone 2 as a warm-up band.
He's our usual opener.
My personal favorite was The Good Son, when Macaulay Culkin drops the F-bomb. Don't F with me, Mark. You know?
Thanks.
And remember that?
Pain.
I never saw that.
Dude, I don't. I can't even say it's on Netflix. I don't know. It's like, you know, they like tried to become like a serious actor at like 9.
But then he kind of pulled it off later on, right?
I don't know. He was in what, Saved, Party Monster.
Party Monster. That's not. Yeah.
I don't think anyone pulled off anything in Party Monster. I went back and watched it. I was like, you know, I knew it didn't hold up, but it really didn't hold up.
Oh no.
So welcome back. You guys will always now have a special place in my heart for the show you guys played yesterday. Thank you so much. How have you been?
Really good.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
Thank you for the lengthy response of that.
Next question.
Next question. Oh, boy. We're going to run out of stuff. That's the only question I have is, how are you doing? I thought we could stretch that. So, anyway, so things are good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Just blowing up.
put up a record.
Huge.
We
Proof
just
the
opened-
record.
We opened the restaurant on Avenue C.
Oh, yeah.
recently.
Radical Milk Duds.
Radical
Following the
cancel.
trends.
So you got the new record. How do you feel about that?
Well, it feels good to finally have it out there in the world because it's been done for a little while.
How long was it gestating?
I don't know.
Like 14 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like an
A
elephant
while.
baby.
Yeah.
We had to wait till the culture was ready for us.
Yeah.
And we felt like now was the right time for that.
What do you mean when the culture is ready for you? Do you mean like...
We're not sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, album number 2?
Three?
Three.
Three.
Yeah.
What's it like going into the junior album?
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like the sophomore
really.
album's the more like, don't fuck this up.
Yeah. So
I
we
feel
fucked
like
that up.
Like
then we,
everyone loves the first one, and the sophomore's like, we
Where
gotta
you
change
go?
it up, man. It's like, don't really change up the sophomore album. I feel like junior album you can get a little more experimental.
You gotta wait for your Revolver,
Oh yeah.
Rubber Soul Sgt. Pepper. So, but Chris and Lindsay hate the Beatles, though, so I shouldn't
Yeah.
be
Beatle
bringing
talk.
up these
You
references.
hate the Beatles?
I don't hate the Beatles. I just am not like
Compared to-
Beatles fanatic.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
I'm more like, I don't know. There are a lot of other bands that are more important to me from that kind of
We had an
era,
interview
I
with
guess.
someone, and this came up, and she was just like freaking out. She was just like, What do you mean you don't love the Beatles? And I was like, I know, right?
oh, right under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So third album, what was the approach this time?
Just send it to Julian. We recorded at Silent Barn with Julian and Carlos, and
Awesome.
which was great. And they have a how to describe their attitude towards recording? I don't know.
Cavalier.
Cavalier.
Really?
Cavalier.
Guns blazing?
Yeah, just get it done.
Yeah, second or third take, Julian was like, well, you could do it again, but it's probably not going to get any better. Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't know what
And
that
then
was.
he
That's-
make that sound.
That's when you try and go for the fourth take, he just plays the button. He's like, we got it.
So,
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow. That's scary.
Okay. So second, third take. How did you feel when someone's like, you got it?
Well, every time we were just like, oh, yeah, that's fine. It was kind of cool to not, like, stress out about it. We were just sort of like, yeah, that'll do. Like, it's not going to get that much better. We know what we're doing. We're just going to knock it out.
But it was good. It wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't like that's not gonna get much better. Are we back? We'll cut all that out. We'll start this over. And
Is that a thing?
so, what was it like only going in for 2 or 3 takes?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're into it.
It felt
Yeah.
good. There's good energy in that studio, so.
We mostly recorded it live, like just playing all together,
Oh, that's awesome.
and it wasn't a lot of like overdubbing because that feels very unnatural to us.
You got a lot of energy from just playing it live.
Just feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
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 Just give it some good bass face, drum face, keyboard face.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
whole time.
Plus, we're getting old, so we weren't physically capable of doing too many more takes. So it's like, let's just get it done in one take.
I got 9 takes in me today.
No
and
more
then I gotta go to sleep.
overdubs.
Yeah.
It sounds fine.
What do you guys want to play a song for us?
Sure.
What song are you going to play for us?
In the water?
It's called In the Water.
Okay, cool. Here we got Radical Dads live on Snacky Tunes.
Hopefully the amp will sound okay now.
It is in the water. It's about to catch on fire.
awesome. You want to do 2 more takes? Yeah, you know what? We got it. We got it. Never mind. We got it.
Stick with that one.
Julian said that was fine.
Yeah.
Send it to
Julian just texted me. He said, listening, totally fine, moving on. So, I heard you guys are also working on 2 other projects.
Yeah.
About 9 months in the studio each, right?
Yeah, totally.
You are no longer going to be Radical Dad's in name only and Radical Mom,
yeah.
but Radical Dad and Mom in IRL.
Yeah.
It's true.
Pretty crazy.
And you guys also timed the babies to be born at the same time. Like,
Pretty much.
what was that conversation? Was that coincidence?
We've just been planning our calendars for so long.
Yeah.
Look, we got a tour in 12 months, so we should pop these kids out in 9.
Yeah.
So you excited?
Yeah.
Super
Yes.
excited.
We're gonna have to break up the band though.
Really?
Yeah, it's not ironic enough. We'll start a new band.
Yeah. Radical parents? Or like super cool family?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Probably.
Adult responsibility.
Adult responsibility.
That's a good one. That's
College,
a
Go on.
college fund.
college fund. There we go.
401k plan.
Right.
So that's so exciting. What's it like to be an active band with 2 individual kids on the way?
We're reining in the activity.
Yeah. So no more like late night like drug, whiskey infused sunrise
Yeah, we're
parties.
kind of like, well, can we play first? Is that cool?
I know we're the headliners, but
Yeah.
tired.
We had a record release show that was really fun, and we were, we played third, I think, or something, and we stayed up pretty late, and it was awesome. We were up to like 3 or something, and that hadn't happened for a little while, and then we woke up the next day, and none of us really had been drinking or anything. We were all obliterated. We felt like we had just been hit by a bus. So.
It happens.
I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing. We're old.
Are you guys like healthy lifestyle, like healthy eating, no gluten, no meat, none of that stuff?
We're pretty healthy, but I have a sweet tooth. I have a soda tooth as well, so it's a little
tough.
a little dicey sometimes. But I've heard that all that gets filtered out, and the baby will be totally fine.
It's probably just a coincidence that the baby's kicking as soon as you have a soda.
Yeah. Really acting up when you have that 8th Twizzler, right?
Just a coincidence.
So with the new album out, what's the plan? Are you going to try and fit in one more tour before the babies are born?
Nope.
No.
No. We're gonna see what happens after they're born, and then maybe we'll tour the world.
You are getting to the later stages of the pregnancy stuff. So it's like when you're deep in the 3rd trimester, you don't really want to be touring.
No. So I know I'm not allowed to fly, but can I play 14 shows in a row?
Yeah.
And what's the decibel limit?
Yeah, what's the
on the
decibel-
belly?
Oh my god, that'd be so funny if you had like the headphone on your belly. Like I think this is where its head
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I think what would be good is like that breastfeeding pillow, like putting that around
Yeah.
myself for
Also
a show.
protect from the guitar. But
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it.
I think you could silkscreen some of those up.
Yeah.
Sell
Yeah.
them, right? Radical Dad breastfilling pillows.
This is
Yeah.
when our marketing really takes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a natural, organic fit to go to the one Radical Dad onesies. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Stuff writes
We've
itself.
custom made those before.
Have you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But they were just like
One-off.
special orders.
Special orders.
Nephew niece
Yeah.
specials.
Yeah,
Can we hear another song?
definitely.
What are you gonna play?
Cassette Brain.
Yeah.
This is our baby's favorite.
Oh yeah. Does the baby like make movements when it hears one song versus another?
I think that our baby really likes Robbie's drumming, because whenever the guitars drop out and it's just the drum, she's like kicking along.
Doug and Annie are here.
Oh my god, Annie Hart. Oh,
Where are they?
They just walked into the
That's so
other room.
funny.
I love Annie Hart. She's put out a new single.
Yeah.
She did.
She's throwing
She's
my baby
writing.
shower.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
invited. You can come.
Really?
Sure.
I thought it was like a girls only. That's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
It's any gender.
It wouldn't be rad if we didn't like mix up the rules, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, can we dedicate this one to Annie?
For Annie
Definitely.
Hart.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Radical
Okay.
Dad's live on Snacky Tunes.
All right.
So good. If you were to get swept away, where would you want to go?
New Zealand.
Ridgewood, Queens.
To Andy's house.
Swept away for that. So, I know you got a few gigs coming up.
Yeah.
DJ gigs
We're doing some DJing.
at the Ace Hotel.
Yeah.
6-hour sets?
Minimum.
4.
4-hour sets.
4-hour sets.
What's your long tune bathroom break song? Or I guess if it's all three of you, you can rotate out, right?
Well, we were talking Cortez the Killer. It's
Cortez the
probably
Killer.
a good option.
That's a classic Greg Bresnitz DJ Snacky
I
tunes.
used to start with Ginger by the Lilies. It's a good long one to start with. It's not super long.
Yeah.
It's like 6 minutes, right? 5 minutes?
We're just going to grind it out with a lot of long ones.
Something
I
like
think.
10-minute Yola Tango.
Oh, yeah.
17.
yeah.
Oh, Nightfall's in Hoboken. It's like 17 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's like a mix. Like, you want to, like, flip songs enough so you're, like, moving through it. But then sometimes you're like, a song every 2.5 minutes, you get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Are you pumped? You gonna get some martinis? Well, I guess you're not gonna have any martinis.
I know. I was wondering if they did any special, virgin
Fizz
cocktails.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Fresh juices, things like that.
Yeah.
And
do
then,
that.
so those are your DJ gigs, and where are you playing next?
We are going to be playing at Rough Trade.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. On I think it's Thursday the 16th
Of April.
of April. Yeah. And we're doing a little thing on WFMU as well. So that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy Rough Trade figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were shut down for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, ooh. That was, I think, a collective groan in the music industry out here. Just like, how did you not think about soundproofing?
Right.
Okay. There's like 9 condos across the street. So April 16th, and then what are the kids? So like, is this like we're getting close like the last time?
That might be it for New York.
Oh man,
We have a show in Boston on April 25th.
Boston.
Dude.
Favorite burrito places up there? Honest Taqueria.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Love
Or
Anna's.
Felipe's is like
Felipe's is good, but
same deal.
No, Anna's.
Anna's is. What's your order up there? What you like?
Whatever.
I
Chicken
get the
burrito.
quesadilla.
Super burrito.
I'm with you. Quesadilla. They do this like weird. I think they like dip it in oil and fry it. Like,
They just like
oh
rush
man.
it on.
Like I'll get a burrito, but get it inside a quesadilla. I just like that crunch. Yeah. I don't. It's like funny. Like I never expected to have my favorite burrito be in Boston.
Yeah.
But you know.
New
Those are
York needs to
amazing.
figure that out.
Yeah.
We got plenty of Viennese restaurants, but how about a good Mexican spot?
So, and where are you playing in Boston and when?
O'Brien's Pub.
Nice.
With Ava Luna, with Julian and Carlos.
Oh, hey, Ava Luna. O'Brien's Pub. Is that in
Alston.
Alston?
Yeah.
I think I used to go to, I want to say Sunday nights 80s night there and dance. I used to live like down the street on Wadsworth.
Nice.
Ugh.
You miss those days?
I do not miss Boston.
Okay.
I think we've touched on it before about my no love lost for that city. Yeah. We don't have enough
I'm
time.
gonna agree.
We have enough time for
That's
you
how I
guys to
feel.
shout everything out and play a song, but not enough time for me to rant
Okay.
on Boston. But I have gone back literally just like I've gone in, gotten off
Annis.
the highway, gotten on, and gotten back on the highway. It's worth it.
It's totally worth it.
And the last time I went, I got one for dinner, and then I got one, and I ate it. I brought it home with me and had it for breakfast.
Good move.
Yeah. That's what we call a pro tip. Real pro tip.
That is a pro tip.
So I want to make sure we get one last song in, but where can people get the album? Where can people get the information? Where can people get Radical Dad's onesies and silkscreen prams?
The website,
Which is
it's radicaldads.com is one, and then it's radicaldads.bandcamp.com.
shout out to Bandcamp.
Yeah. Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Thanks, Bandcamp.
Forever killing it.
Killing it.
And are you on the gram? Instagram?
We're not very big on the gram. We are on the gram, but
yeah.
very minimally.
I've heard social media, just like farm to tables, going to be taken off pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trent
One of
Sawatts
these
this
days.
year.
We got the Twitter pretty decent.
Yeah, at Radical Dads for your requests for onesies.
Just started a Tumblr.
Oh, nice.
Why not?
Yeah.
Find us on Yik Yak.
Oh, my God. Have you used Yik Yak at all?
Yeah, I'm using it right now.
Oh, yeah. This pizza's great.
This place is awesome.
This place is awesome. What are those people doing in that weird box? Well, thank you guys. Shout out to Ben Sisto for setting everything up yesterday. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to Anna out in LA. Shout out to Joe, my dog, who's probably just laying on the couch. Shout out to Kentucky and Kansas.
Yeah.
in the March Madness. It's big wins. Big wins. I don't know.
So proud.
I'm not really into sports. Thank you so much. What's the last song you're going to play us with?
Don't go.
Don't go?
Yeah.
But we have to.
I know.
But what are you going to play?
Don't go.
Don't go.
But what?
But who's on first?
But who's on first? We always have time for bad jokes. You don't say.
There we go.
Thank you so much. Again,
Thank
shout out
you.
to Cherry
Thank
Bomb. And we'll see you next week with Philip, I think. All right. Bye.
Does that sound right?
Sounds pretty good.
Okay. You ready?
I'm going to take the mic.
Don't you touch my dude. And you had this coming to you. Each
Thanks for listening to this program on heritageradionetwork.org. You can find all of our archived programs on our website or as podcasts in the iTunes Store by searching Heritage Radio Network. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at heritage_radio. You can email us with questions anytime at info@heritageradionetwork.org. Heritage Radio Network is a 501c3 nonprofit. To donate and become a member, visit our website today. Thanks for listening.